So, hello, hi. Yeah, you know who I am. I am Amanda Avila, also known as FIP Industries, and this is the Jennyffer commentaries, where I'm going to be doing a commentary, a creator's commentary on every episode of Jennyffer, starting from the first, including the little intermissions that I did, and ending with the last episode. The format of this is going to be very simple. I am going to play the video and then I'm going to pause it every time I have something to say, which is going to be very fucking often. Um, Fair warning, I am very rambly. I have a lot of things to say. I can get lost in the weeds. I am someone who likes to talk a lot and I have a lot of thoughts, particularly about my thought process and my creative process making this show. So yeah, I would recommend almost not even to watch this as a video, even though I will put some visual aids. Mainly, I recommend to listen to this as a podcast of sorts. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. That is a really good animation. So already I have a lot of things to say. I created Jennyffer on September of 2020 during the quarantine, during the whole Corona thing, and it wasn't until somewhere in I think March of 2021 that I actually seriously considered turning this into like a thing, into a long-standing project, and not just one of the many original creations, original characters that I just create and throw away. The thing is that this intro did not start originally as me intending to make an intro for a TV show. It started as just an animation exercise. I just wanted to do an animation. I wanted to do a cool animation that was interesting to animate. And, I had this character lying around, so because I am constantly practicing my 2D frame by frame animation, because it's an art form that I like and that I try to get better at. This was one of the many exercises that I was doing at the time. After doing it, I realized that it could work as an intro for a hypothetical show that I was not planning on doing at the time. So I was like, hey, maybe if I move this around a little and change the timing of it and add like credits, and I can use this song that I was obsessed with at the time. I had recently discovered the mashup artist DJ Comerbond, and this had been one of the songs of his that I really liked, suggested by a friend of mine, Tiffany Loves Broadway on Tumblr. And so I created the intro, and then once I created the intro, I was just kind of like, okay, whatever, I guess I have an intro. And then at the time I was really inspired by the animatic style of animations that were becoming very popular back then. Usually they would grab a Broadway song or a musical song and then they would do an animatic around it. And I saw that and I saw, well, this seems like a very simple and cool style that I can do on my own. And I had already planned to do a semi-sketch, short, little thing animated as an animatic, but with other characters from my webcomic Disregarding Reality. I had the script written, I had the storyboards made and everything. But then at the very last second I was like, well, what if I grab Jennyffer? I was like, I think I was just kind of like playing around with Jennyffer in my head and coming up with like fun, cruel insults that she and her bullies could be throwing back and forth. And it unwittingly ended up writing like an entire scene in my head, and I was like, oh, actually I like this a lot more, so this is what I'm gonna do. And well, I already have the intro ready, so might as well. And that's how this episode came together. Panoptic High, that's a joke that a lot of people appreciate. It was hard to find, well, not hard, but it was fun to like find the reference for a panopticon and use that to draw a school, because like I had to have like a football stadium next to it and stuff. It was important to me that Jennyffer wears a wig. Like, I think it does a little better job accentuating the fact that, she just started transitioning. She's doing a lot of effort to come off as feminine, to pass, as it were. And I think that's a thing that's very common to a lot of trans women when we just come out of the closet and we're just starting transitioning to overcompensate a little to go like really, really feminine.
Hey there. Nice wig, Buffalo Bill.
Now, that insult is something that comes from it's a mix of a couple of things. It's a mix of, it's a thing that ContraPoints uses a lot on her videos. In her first videos, she would make a lot of allusions to Buffalo Bill, the classic line, "Well, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me." And also, it was inspired by Lindsay Ellis's video about, the depiction of trans women in horror movies across history, starting with Psycho, and how, Silence of the Lambs, unwittingly I should add, because it tries to correct against this, but sadly they couldn't, in the ways in that it influenced the viewing of trans people in fiction and in the public eye. By the way, the voice of the bully of Ashley is a friend of mine called Fart. She goes by Fart online. And she's the creator of a really cool show that I actually worked on called Naughty Boys. About, it's kind of sea time piracy style show with a style of humor very similar to SpongeBob. It's made by the studio Scumhouse. I actually worked a little bit on an iteration of the pilot. I work with those people a lot and other stuff too. And she's a very, very funny comedian. And her pilot is really good, and I super recommend that you watch it.
What do you want, Ashley?
Oh, nothing. Just wanted to ask if you're aware that no one's ever gonna see you as anything but a boy in drag, right?
I don't know about
that is some wig sauce insults.
How does it feel knowing that men will never see you as nothing but life support for your tits?
That's the way that Jennyffer makes use of misogyny to hurt Ashley is like, God, so mean-spirited.
At least I have tits, unlike those mosquito bites you insist on stuffing in your sister's bra.
But the difference is I grew them myself instead of having daddy pay some weirdo to fill them with plastic.
You only did that by fucking up your body with hormones.
And I still look hotter than you without even having to deal with periods.
Hotter? Who the hell would even want to sleep with a freak like you?
So at that point when I was directing Fart to say that line, the way that she drags the F at first, like, I remember explicitly the direction that I gave her was, say it like you're about to say faggot, but you correct yourself at the very last second.
I don't know. How about your dad after I fucked your mom?
When I came up with that insult, I was very proud of myself. And that was kind of the thing that sealed the deal. I was like, oh, that's a really good takedown. I gotta do an episode around this. I do gotta say, I am a little disappointed with this episode. I have problems with it. There's a lot of things that I would like to correct. Mainly, I think I don't like it in concept. But that's good because it's the first episode. You wouldn't want the first episode to be your best. But the thing is that it feels a little too much like those classic, 4-panel webcomic takedowns where you have, the classic those fuckers, us folks, and they're taking our shit, right? It's the classic, oh, the fucking self-insert character is like so cool and collected and smart and funny and clever, and that they can like verbally take down the fucking asshole bully strawman enemy with facts and logic, and the other person like fucking cries in tears. It's like, it's a very, very tired and very, very cliched style of comic. Oh shit, there's a fucking, I fucked up the background there. God damn, that pipe going into the roof, that's fucked up. I didn't color it. Damn. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of it's kind of the classic the epic poundage, right? Like, oh, the cool trans girl owns the fuck out of the transphobe. Oh wow, so brave. I like to think that the fact that she doesn't take her down by being like clever or well put or well collected or having like bitter arguments or whatever. It's just like just by fucking kicking her in the nuts. I think that redeems it a little. But yeah, hopefully the following episodes were a little smarter than that.
Ashley?
No. There's no coming back from that. Monica, you are the new Ashley. Rule well in my stead.
Yeah, that's the Family Guy pose. And here comes the joke that sold this to everyone. There you go. Yeah, that's the joke that whenever it comes and someone's watching the show for the first time and that joke hits, it hits hard. I like to think that's like my presentation card in a way. That's the thing that makes everyone be like, oh, okay, this is funny. This is worth watching. Like, this is the thing that everyone keeps coming back to whenever they talk about this episode in particular. And that's Bert Keimbert.
You got away this time, but you best watch out, Jennyffer.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, why not?
I love this song. This is the song by Bert Keimbert, I think his name is. And it's just such a cute, entertaining, like, relaxing, chill, fun beat. So yeah, that's basically the first episode. I think it works in a pretty good... It ends in a pretty good note. And that's what makes it strong. And that's the promise that I make at the end of this episode, right? Like, I'm committing to doing this as a long-standing project. So yeah, that's episode 1. I hope you liked it. And I'm gonna keep making more commentaries for episode 2.